All right, good morning. This is the August 16th meeting of the Educational and Professional Standards Board's Waiver Committee. I'm joined this morning by fellow committee member Eli Edwards. We have 11 waivers to review and formulate a recommendation to present to the full board, starting with waiver A, presented by Kathy Jacobs.
Good morning. Morehead State has issued a waiver request for one of their students, Mr. Max Elam. He is an engineering technology major. The regulation states that people who are receiving a K through 12 major do a placement in elementary and middle or high school. As you know, there's not very many engineering technology placements in elementary school. So they have found 2 placements in a high school for this student. So they are requesting that he be able to complete his student teaching experiences in 2 high school placements.
And Eli, this is, well, I guess Kathy, you can state this, but I mean, this is not an unusual request. So we have the request on waiver A. We have a motion to approve.
I motion to approve.
Okay. Any
Can't hear you, Sherry.
questions? Waiver A, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Okay, and the waiver carries. Waiver B.
Okay, waiver B is from Western Kentucky University. It is a foreign language waiver request. There are students that are majoring in foreign language. This one is Spanish. It's a K through 12 certification. Very rarely do you find a certified teacher in elementary school teaching Spanish only. So they are requesting that this student be allowed to do 1 high school setting for their placement in Spanish. And if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer those.
Any questions? All right, then we need a motion to approve the waiver.
I'll motion to approve the waiver.
Okay, I'll second.
You're going in and out, Sherry.
If you approve, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Waiver C. Margaret?
Waiver C is Western Kentucky University submit on behalf of Michelle Klein, requesting to waive the 3 years of teaching experience for admission to a principal preparation program. This is the item that was deferred by the board at the last meeting in June. The waiver committee and the board asked for additional information about her direct teaching experience with students. She holds a school psychologist certificate, but has worked in a private school setting in an administrative capacity with students in the gifted programming and some other programming. You received a more in-depth letter from, in your packet, from Ms. Klein, further detailing her experience during the years of 2015 to 19. She was the gifted coordinator for grades 3 through 5 and a teacher for grades 6 through 8 in gifted. So she taught for 4 years. She taught second step curriculum as a school psychologist in Georgia. While the Dean of Students at Christ the King, she taught cultural sensitivity to grades 3 through 8 and digital citizenship to middle school, co-taught anti-bullying curriculum. So she submitted that information, and then the school principal sent in a letter of support. And in her letter, she stated, Michelle's responsibilities were mainly related to overseeing and working with students in this gifted program. These responsibilities included discipline, extracurricular activities, collaborating with faculty and staff, map testing, and leading and teaching our gifted program, which is the ACE program. So that was the follow-up information kind of highlighted there on Michelle Klein.
Okay, thank you, Margaret. Can you all hear me?
Real low.
Okay, I've got IT coming, so.
Okay.
All right. So we have waiver C. Do we have a recommendation or questions?
We deferred it last time. Do we feel like it met what the previous committee was hoping to find out?
I can't hear you.
Okay, based on my notes, Eli, I think she did address what we requested was information specific to her involvement with students and with actually teaching. Margaret, was there getting anything that?
Was it what? I'm sorry.
Am I forgetting anything? I think.
No, the concern was, yes, working directly. The first submittal more was, I think, referring to her working with adults with this gifted program, and the committee was concerned to be a principal, was she actually working directly with students? So the follow-up information is that the potential applicant says that she, for 4 years, taught gifted programming to students. The principal, in her letter of support, did state using the words and leading and teaching our gifted programs. So.
Okay, then I'll motion to approve.
I second. Okay, if you approve the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. All right. Waiver D.
So waiver D was submitted by Georgetown College on behalf of an applicant seeking to waive the required minimum GPA for admission to an initial undergraduate LBD program. The applicant did not meet the required GPA on the last 30 hours when she originally applied for the program, and was told she would need additional credit hours with good grades to work towards meeting that requirement. She took 12 additional hours and earned a 4.0 on those 12 hours. She is 1 3-hour class with 6 quality points away from meeting the GPA admission requirement. Georgetown indicated that the applicant is a single parent whose child suffered from a serious health issue after birth, which impacted her academic coursework at the time. Her life and the child have subsequently improved. Georgetown College indicated that the student has clearly indicated her commitment to the classroom now and does not want the student to be further delayed in starting a teacher preparation program.
Margaret, best I can remember, I think we've had a similar situation in the past. Is that correct?
See, I'm new. I'm kind of new doing these. What Cassie can weigh in. There you go.
Hey, Sherry, yes, you have had similar requests that have come up in the past and that have been approved. I believe the most recent one that does come to mind within the last year was in the fall. Western Kentucky submitted a similar waiver involving an individual seeking admission to an Option 6 program, and they were shy of the GPA, but the university was also able to provide additional information of how they met those requirements.
Okay. That's what I thought. Is Eli still with us?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. Eli, do you have any questions?
No, sorry, I meant to mute and turn my camera off. I do not have any questions.
Then I need a motion for waiver D.
Motion to approve.
All right, I second the approval for waiver D. Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. All right, and the motion carries. E, Margaret?
This waiver is submitted by Western Kentucky University on behalf of Ms. Algatas related to the assessment test recency requirement in Section 3 of 16 KAR 5020. The regulation requires that assessment scores are good for 5 years from the administration date. Western indicated that Ms. Algatas passed all her case admissions assessments in 2015 with scores much higher than the qualifying requirement, but was unable to complete her program in another state due to health issues with her son. Western noted that she now desires to re-enter a teacher preparation program, but her scores are 6 years old. Western states that her high GPA, high case admission scores in 2015, and her personal situations are reasons to waive the test recency requirement so that she does not have to retake the assessments.
Okay, so you have waiver E. Any questions? All right, then I need a motion for waiver E.
I motion to approve waiver E.
Okay, I second. If you approve the motion to approve waiver E, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. All right, thank you. All right, Margaret, waiver F.
This waiver is submitted by Georgetown College on behalf of Mr. Terrell Horton. Georgetown College requests a waiver of the regulatory requirement in the admissions regs 16 KAR 5020 for applicants of an initial graduate program to hold a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited college or university. Mr. Terrell possesses a bachelor's degree from a nationally accredited university, Full Sail University, and desires admission into Georgetown College's initial graduate program in learning and behavior disorders. The board at their April 2021 meeting approved revisions to 16 KAR 5020, which revised the bachelor's degree requirement to include regionally or nationally accredited college or university. This revised regulation is anticipated to become effective November 30th of this fall. Georgetown College would like to be able to admit him for the upcoming semester.
Any questions? Okay, I need a motion for waiver F.
I motion to approve waiver F.
By saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Waiver G.
This is a similar waiver. This waiver submitted by Georgetown College on behalf of Ms. Christina McLeod. Georgetown requested a waiver of the regulatory requirement for 16 KAR 5020 for applicants of an initial graduate program to hold a bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited college or university. Ms. McLeod possesses a bachelor's degree from a nationally accredited college recognized by the U.S. Department of Ed, Daymar College, and desires admission into Georgetown's initial graduate program in learning and behavior disorder. And you've already heard what the board decided at its April meeting.
Any questions? All right, I need a motion for waiver G.
Motion to approve waiver G.
Okay, I second. You approve the motion to approve waiver G, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. All right. Waiver H, Margaret?
Okay, this is another waiver, just like the previous two. Georgetown College submitted this waiver on behalf of a Mr. Larry Jones, and he possesses a bachelor's degree from a nationally accredited university, Full Sail University, and desires admission into Georgetown College's initial graduate program in learning and behavior disorder. So, and you're also aware of what the board decided in April.
Motion for waiver H.
Motion to approve waiver H.
Okay, I second. Approve the motion to approve waiver H, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Waiver I. Crystal?
Okay, thank you. Waiver I is requested by Montgomery County Schools. This is a waiver of 16 KAR 2120, which is the emergency certification regulation. The reg requires a cumulative GPA of a 2.5 on the bachelor's degree on a 4.0 scale, or a 3.0 on the last 60 credit hours of credit completed in the bachelor's program, or a combination of bachelor's and graduate work. This applicant in question, the GPA falls below the 2.5 minimum. It also falls below the 3.0 on the last 60 hours. The candidate is wanting to pursue admission into an Option 6 program and is working on taking coursework to raise the GPA. This is in a high need area of special ed LBD, learning behavior disorder certification, which the district has been struggling to find certified applicants in the area. So the district, based on this information, the district is requesting a waiver of the GPA to allow this person to receive the emergency certificate for the 21-22 school year.
And Crystal, just correct, that's just a 1-year certificate.
It's just a 1-year certificate, and we have had precedent with these types of waivers in the past where these have been approved under similar circumstances.
Eli, do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, and I know you need a motion for waiver I.
I motion to approve waiver I.
I second. If you approve the motion to approve waiver I, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, waiver J. Crystal?
Okay, waiver J is requested by Ms. Katie Jenkins. This will be a waiver of the renewal regulation 16 KAR 4060. It requires that educators must obtain 3 years of teaching experience or 6 semester hours of graduate credit since the certificate was last issued or renewed. In this case, Ms. Jenkins, who is certified in elementary, she had 1 year of eligible teaching experience teaching 4th grade with Paducah Independent Schools during the 16-17 school year. She took time off to be stay-at-home mom, but also she completed one graduate class. She has 3 semester hours of graduate coursework, but she worked as a part-time STEM teacher with a organization called Challenger Learning Center, developing STEM curriculum and delivering that to grades 4th, 5th, 6th, and I believe the letter even stated 7th grade as well. However, her experience with Challenger Learning Center was less than half-time, but it was directly related to content that she would have been teaching in the classroom. Since Challenger Learning Center is not a public school or an approved non-public school, she is requesting the waiver of 4060 to allow that experience or a combination of her experience and graduate course to be counted towards the renewal of her certification that just expired on June 30th.
And Crystal, if I remember correctly, we have not approved some of these in the past.
Cassie, help me out if you recall on this. I don't know that we've had one exactly like this before.
Cassie had to step away.
Oh, she did. Okay. Sherry, to be honest, I don't know that we've had one, with this exact circumstance. I know at the previous board meeting, the board approved to allow for the 21-22 school year that applicants could have 2.5 years of experience, due to with the COVID. So we reduced from 3 years to 2 years for the current school year. So she, in this circumstance, she kind of she meets almost half of the requirement for renewal. If you count the coursework, or if you're looking just at her teaching experience, she would meet 1 year of experience, not quite the 2.5 if you're looking at experience alone. So thus is what, why she's bringing forth the waiver request. And another thing too to add, she's a rank 3 teacher. If she had been a rank 2 teacher, this a circumstance like this is why the legislature in the early session or in the spring session put forth the new change for the one-time exception certificate to allow people who have taken child rearing leave. Now she doesn't qualify for that because she's not rank 2. So she's kind of stuck in an in-between position with her experience and coursework.
And she's wanting to move up 2 ranks. She wants to go from rank 3 to rank 1. Is that what the?
No. That's the next waiver.
I'm sorry, I moved ahead.
It's okay. No,
Sorry.
this person, she needs 3 years of experience or 6 semester hours of coursework to renew her certificate. And she has 1 year of eligible experience in a school district. She has 2 years of experience in a nonprofit organization that is not technically a school, but that organization goes into schools and delivers STEM curriculum. And then she has 3 semester hours of graduate credit, but not 6 semester hours of graduate credit to renew.
So she really doesn't meet the mark on any of the requirements?
That's correct.
Then I think I would probably motion to deny.
Okay, and I second the motion. Any further questions, Eli? Discussion? Okay. If you approve the waiver today, motion to deny approval. I'm not sure I said that correctly. Anyway, you deny approval of waiver J, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
There's no. And waiver K. Crystal?
Okay, and our final waiver is Waiver K, this one is requested by Miss Jennifer Zimmerman. This is a waiver of it was proposed as it's a waiver of 16 KR 8010, but kind of rolled into that. It's for the rank 2 and the rank 1 that you were referring to, Eli. That's okay. I understand there's a lot of waivers today. So Ms. Zimmerman is currently enrolled in a PhD program for education and social change at Bellarmine University. This program that she's enrolled in is not one of Bellarmine's approved rank change programs. However, the coursework that she's pursuing is directly related to her area of certification. She is certified in special ed, moderate to severe disabilities, K through 12. The coursework that she's enrolled in now, while she's not finished with her PhD program, the coursework that she is has completed thus far, which is, I'm looking at the transcript now, she has 75 earned hours of coursework completed thus far. 24 of those hours are special ed courses. So 24 of the 75 hours is directly related to special education. The remaining hours are in educational research. And then also the education and social change, their EDUG courses. This program is not an approved rank change program, but she has enough hours, if approved by this committee and by the board, that this would count as both her rank 2 and her rank 1. I'm happy to answer any questions on this.
Crystal, have we had any? I couldn't think of one we've had come forward with this, but
we've had similar things, not necessarily in education, but we've had other ones that are courses that kind of are along the line of content area or educational coursework. Without Cassie on here to remind me, I can't think of a specific one, but I think we have had similar to these.
it sounds to me like it's not so much the content that's in question, it's just the fact that the program is not approved as a rank 1 program.
Correct. This is a program that Bellarmine has not sought approval for. The coursework is it's directly related to K-12 education. It's not like it's outside of her area.
Is there precedent for not having completed the program? Like, I know she has the 74 hours, but where it's not done yet?
So the way that the rank 1 regulation is worded, it doesn't state that it has to be a completed program. It just states that they have 60 semester hours of graduate level coursework in their area. So you could make an argument that the fact that she has, met and exceeded that requirement, that it could potentially be a reason for approval.
Okay. Sherry, what do you think?
Well, I guess at that point, she's completed the coursework, which is the point of a rank 2 and a rank 1. Obviously, we prefer that it's through an approved program, or else why have approved programs? So I'm kind of leaning toward.
We lost you, Sherry, there for a second.
Okay, I'm leaning toward approving because it's.
We lost you again. It's kind of your mic's cutting in and out.
I said I'm leaning. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said that I'm leaning toward approval because she's had the coursework, which is even though we would prefer it's through an approved program.
Right. Yeah, and since it's through one of, an accredited university, I'll motion to approve.
Of the second. So if you approve the motion for waiver K, approval of the waiver, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. All right, and the motion carries. All right, hearing no further discussion at this time, the waiver committee meeting is adjourned.